So you've been looking for USB microphones and you've been looking at the Tonor Q9 USB condenser microphone? Keep on watching this video. What's up guys, it's Chris Lee back with another United Destiny Entertainment video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to get more videos like this in the future. Check this out, what we're going to be doing with this video is pretty much testing out the new Tonor Q9 USB condenser microphone. They sent me out the microphone, they want me to go ahead and review it, so that's what I'm going to be doing with this video. I'm thinking about testing it on my Mac. If not, I'll just test it on my PC. But in the process, I'm just going to let you guys hear what the microphone actually sounds like. Make sure that you stay tuned for this video because this is a USB microphone. It is a cheaper option for the ones out there who can afford the more expensive microphones. I'm going to try to keep this review really honest with you guys. So if I think it's worth the money, I'm going to go ahead and tell you to buy it. If not, I'm going to tell you to save your money and get something better. So let's jump into it. So before we jump into the review, let's go ahead and jump into the unboxing because I didn't unbox it yet. So I just got it in the mail last night and I just got home. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and unbox it real quick. And I'm going to try to go through this process fast. A lot of these USB microphones are pretty much the same. So we're just going to go through this process and then we're going to go ahead and plug it in and get recording. All right, so check it out. Next thing we got in here is a pop filter. Always good to have one of these. I'm actually doing this review on the FIFINE USB microphone. So I'm still testing out this one in the process instead of using my SM7B. So it'll be pretty dope to get a comparison. Shock mount. Can't go wrong with shock mounts. You definitely need a shock mount. This is something that you definitely want to make sure you have. You're going to need your microphone to sit into this. So this is definitely important. Man, I'm really impressed that these microphones have been coming with these suspension arms. Or you can call it extension arm. It's all the same. So this same thing like the one that I have here set up. They seem to be the same quality. Probably, you know, spent the same amount of money. Probably come from the same place. It's a USB cable. It'd be pretty simple to go ahead and replace this if it ever get damaged. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. All right, so now in the process, what else do we get in here? Quality wise, it seems a little bit thicker as far as the padding. This one was definitely thicker than the other microphone that I reviewed. The other rubbery piece that I reviewed on the other one, basically it was really thin and it was already like ripping and coming off, so I don't like that. This one seems to be a little bit thicker and a higher quality. The build seems to be a little bit better on this one, but they're pretty much the same. But I do like the fact that that seems a little bit thicker and I think it'll hold in place a little bit better than the other one. I got the microphone here. Let's go ahead and focus on that. I wanted to actually see if we had some type of mic tripod in here, but we don't. So I will say with FIFINE, that's definitely a benefit to buying their particular kit because they did have a microphone tripod. But it's not the end of the world. You know, I said in the last video to go ahead and upgrade that anyways if you can. So we're not going to worry about that too much. But here it is. This is the microphone. And sized up, I mean, it seems, no, this one is definitely bigger. Definitely bigger than a FIFINE microphone. But that has nothing to do with the quality. So I'm not really sure what the quality of this microphone is going to sound like. But we'll definitely see. First off, I love the build. I think it looks great. To be a USB microphone, I think it looks amazing. I mean, especially it being all black. It kind of reminds me of my Sterling Audio ST69 microphone. I love that microphone. It's my favorite. I use it in 95% of my recording. So this kind of looks similar to that. So I'm really confused that it doesn't have any type of knobs on here to be able to control the gain. I'm not really sure if this plus or minus button is going to do that, but that's not ideal in my opinion. But again, you just never know. We never know what the mic is going to sound like. The biggest fault that I say with a lot of these USB microphones is they don't give you that control. That's the only thing that I feel is a negative because the levels could be too hot or the levels could be too low. So you just never really know. So as far as the build, the mic feels, for a USB microphone, I feel like it definitely feels like it has some decent quality to it. It feels not really heavy, but it doesn't feel like a fake plastic toy, if that makes sense. It definitely feels like it could be a good microphone. The build quality seems pretty solid. So we're going to get this thing plugged up, test it out, and hopefully everything sounds great. As far as the adapter piece to hook to the desk, I would definitely say it's sturdier. It fits a lot better. So that's a plus in my eyes. Is the placements of the button with this particular microphone. Now I went ahead and turned the microphone upside down because I'm going to try to record into it like that. I could face it right side up, but that's not how I always like to use my microphone. Sometimes I like to record my microphones hanging downward or upward. It just depends. So with this particular mic, I'm going to do that. But what I don't like is that the button that you have to try to get to is kind of hidden behind the shock mount. That could be a bit of a problem if somebody decides to push their microphone all the way through. I don't have this one all the way through, but if you did, the button will basically be blocked by the shock mount, and you would basically have to take it out to go ahead and try to press the button. I don't like that. I feel like it's a real inconvenience in the process, especially if it's going to control any type of levels or volumes. It's not going to be easy to get to that. So that's something to keep in mind. Other than that, that's why I have it upside down, because I actually want to be able to press the button plus or minus to go ahead and turn it up and down. And I do believe that the booklet said that it was like, if you hold it, it can mute, and it can go up and it can go down. So it's a volume up, volume down, but we're still going to see if that's going to have any effect on the level as far as the gain, or if it's just more of a volume thing for your headphones. So I'm still talking through the FIFINE microphone. One thing that I want to go ahead and say in this process with the Tonor microphone, Q9 microphone, is that it actually has a blue LED on it, letting me know that the microphone is on. That is a very convenient thing to have, because the majority of the time when you record on microphones that don't have that indicator or that LED, you don't know whether the microphone is getting signal or not. Well, the computer should be able to read two microphones at the same time. I'm hoping so, but if not, then I'll have to go ahead and pull out the FIFINE microphone and then go ahead and plug in the Tonor. All right, so this microphone is extremely loud right now. I have the FIFINE microphone is muted, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit the minus button on this microphone, and that should have fixed the levels. So I'm gonna turn this one out of my face real quick, and I'm gonna try to get this set up to make it pretty fair. So I'm gonna put this on there. Yeah, this piece is more plastic. It's not rubber like the other condenser microphone. It's on there and it's not moving around, which is a bigger positive, but I'm not really sure how I feel about it being plastic. You should have just went with the rubber instead, but it shouldn't make that big of a difference. It's not really tightening in place like it should versus the rubber. The rubber, it definitely applies the pressure and it doesn't move after you tighten it on FIFINEs. For the most part, the overall setup, I definitely think it looks good like this so far. I mean, I would have no problem recording like this, especially if I needed to do any type of videos. Now, having the suspension arm or the extension arm is definitely good to have. It's still convenient, just like it is with FIFINE. This one seems to strap down a little bit better, which I do like that. As far as the sound quality, for the most part, without the windscreen and a pop filter, I didn't really like the way that the gain levels were. I felt like they were too loud and too distorted. But for the most part, I think this sounds pretty good. This is still something that I can get away with. I do feel like the presence of it is a bit thin. It doesn't really have that warmth that I'm looking for when I'm doing any type of voiceovers, but that's okay, because the majority of people who like to record with warm microphones, the majority of the time, it usually has a lot of low end or low mids, and that muddiness they're not able to really take out or just don't know how. So to have a microphone that already comes with not as much as low end or low mids as you would expect, I would definitely say this is kind of a situation, again, just like the FIFINE, that you can just kind of plug in and record. And if you needed to add a little body to it, then do it with a little EQ and add a little low mids or low end, and it'll definitely give it some body. But for the most part, if you just have to plug in and go ahead and do a voiceover, this would be perfect. It wouldn't require you to put a lot of plugins on it to clean it up or make it take out a lot of the muddiness or a lot of low end. So I definitely will say that that's a pro in the situation as well. As far as my distance from the microphone, I notice when I get a little bit closer, there's a little bit distortion, but it's not terrible. If I talk at this distance, I would definitely say that this is okay. This sounds great. This doesn't sound bad at all. This is something that I will feel comfortable with. If I had to do a voiceover with this, I would feel comfortable with this setup. I think the sound sounds pretty good to be, I believe it's like a $50 microphone or something like that. Let me double check. Yeah, so this one too is also a $50 microphone. So it's definitely in great competition with other USB microphones to be inexpensive. You get a lot with this setup. The only thing that you didn't get with this setup that I've seen in other USB microphone setups is the actual mic tripod. That is beneficial to have because you may not want to use the arm, or the arm may get in the way. You may just want to sit your microphone on a desk or something like that. And without that tripod, you obviously can't do that. So that's something to keep in mind. If you were to do, I guess you can say like a mukbang or something like that, I personally wouldn't want to have this entire thing in my face while I'm trying to eat something on camera. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and turn the levels up pretty loud. And yeah, and that's super, super loud. That's probably not even full volume. I really want to kind of protect my ears in this situation. So I'm going to, surprisingly enough, it doesn't sound as bad as most microphones would at full volume. But to me, this is not usable audio as far as doing a voiceover. So you definitely don't want to have the levels that loud. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the normal level. Let's see what's pretty comfortable for me. Now, if I can go ahead and test out what this microphone sounds like versus the FIFINE, let's just try to test it out. Since I have them both set up, I want to go ahead and shoot this video and kind of see what they sound like. I'm going to do another separate video that's just going to be a particular, or I guess you can say just a straight shootout between these two microphones to see what they sound like. But right now I'm going to do a little quick one. Okay, so what's up everybody? It's Chris Lee back with another United Destiny Entertainment tutorial. What's up everybody? It's Chris Lee back with another United Destiny Entertainment tutorial. What's up everybody? It's Chris Lee back with another United Destiny Entertainment tutorial. The toner is a little bit more distorted at a lower level. It definitely has the clarity that I'm looking for, but the thing that seems to be bothering me most is I'm pretty much at the same distance and I'm getting some distortion while doing the intro at the same volume. So I'm going to try this one more time. I'm going to see if I can cut it down one more. What's up everybody? It's Chris Lee back with another United Destiny Entertainment tutorial. What's up everybody? It's Chris Lee back with another United Destiny Entertainment tutorial. Okay, so I still feel like I hear a little bit distortion even with going down in the volume a little bit. So that is kind of bothering me a bit. By the way, this is the FIFINE T669 USB condenser microphone. I think it's a good shootout. They're around the same price. They pretty much come with everything. The same stuff in the kit, except the FIFINE comes with the tripod. That's the only difference. So for them both being $50, I would definitely say that they're still worth the value, either or, whoever you choose to go with. But I'm just basing this strictly off the sound right now. If you haven't checked out that FIFINE review, be sure to go check out that review. It's either on my page or I'll just post it in one of the cards up above. All right, so check this out. As far as the FIFINE, again, if I just feel like as I talk to you normally, these are the levels. This is what it sounds like. So you be the judge. Do it sound good to you? Is this something that you feel sounds better than a Tonor Q9 USB condenser microphone, or do you feel that the Tonor actually sounds better than this microphone? So I'll switch over again. And again, this is the Q9 microphone. I personally think that this microphone sounds great as well. I'm definitely wouldn't count this microphone out. This is one of those microphones that, again, if you don't have anything else or anything more expensive to record with, you need something on the go. You got to get the job done quick. Somebody say, hey, I'm willing to pay you for a job. Can you make this thing happen? Then yeah, definitely. I would definitely say go ahead and invest in this microphone, because it's something that you can have that's going to be quick and convenient. Why I particularly love the microphone, as well as loving the FIFINE microphone in this particular case, is because I've been using a FIFINE simply because they sent it out to me first, and it's kind of been quickly a convenient microphone to go ahead and use to do some of my videos. And same thing with this situation here with me having my MacBook Pro. If I just want to do a video at the table instead of in my recording setup, then I'm going to go ahead and use the Tonor microphone to go ahead and set up at the table, plug it into my MacBook Pro, and record. It's pretty convenient. I think they both sound great. You know, so to have somebody doing a review on both microphones at the same time can definitely give you a general idea of which microphone may be best fit for you. The only thing that I will say is it seems like, and I'll have to double check, but to me it seems like the FIFINE's USB microphone cable is a lot longer. The USB cable is a lot longer, because I was able to plug this in a position where it's at and trail it all the way to the back of my computer, versus this particular microphone, the Tonor microphone. The USB cable seemed to be a lot shorter, and I was forced to actually plug it into the front of my computer. So that's something to keep in mind too. Again, it's not that big of a deal. It's not a deal breaker. But if you want to be able to set up your microphone a little bit distance away from your monitors or wherever you're sitting, then you want to get a cable with some length. So that could just be as easy as buying a new USB cable with longer length. But we're not trying to do that. We don't want to buy extras. We want to see what we can get in the kit for $50. So the benefit that I like about the actual Q9 is that it has the LED indicators letting me know that the microphone is on, and that is good to go. That's a big help in my opinion. It also has, for the adapter for the suspension arm, it has better grip, a thicker rubber, so it holds down a little bit tighter. Tonor's Q9 microphone, I don't like the plastic piece. I feel like it's still moving around and it doesn't really tighten that tight. So that's a little bit of a problem to me. Go ahead and change that out to a rubber piece, and that actually stays on there, and I feel like it'll be golden. I feel like the quality and the build of Tonor shock mount is way better quality than FIFINE's. This one is more like a metal, and this one is more of a plastic, so you'll have a better chance of this one, Tonor, lasting a lot longer than FIFINE's. FIFINE's being plastic, you step on that plastic shock mount, it's a good chance you're gonna snap it. You're gonna break it in half probably the first time. This being metal, it's likely you're just gonna bend it and can have a better chance at probably bending it back out. But at the same time, just take care of your gear and it really won't matter. It really won't be a big issue. As far as the cables, I would say that FIFINE's cable length is a lot longer. That's beneficial for my particular situation. Everybody else, it may not be that big of a deal, but I would definitely say longer USB cables is going to be more realistic for people that are going to be recording, because everybody might not want to, everybody's computer might not have USB ports on the front. Their computer may not be at a place of convenience for them to be able to plug their microphone in. So that's something to keep in mind. If you have to reach it all the way to the back, then I would have probably been talking way back here had I plugged this in the back of my computer. So that's just something to keep in mind. Luckily, I had USB ports in the front. Other than that, one thing I do want to do is just go ahead and test this microphone by moving this and seeing what the quality sounds like. I'm going to make it a lot brighter. Okay, so this is a lot brighter quality. I definitely love the way that this microphone sounds on a brighter quality than what I did with FIFINE. FIFINE, once I started to move it up into the brighter frequencies, I feel like FIFINE's microphone got really tinny and it got really distorted. If I had to record at this level, at this frequency, I would definitely say that this sounds a lot better. I would go with this over the FIFINE. Now let's go ahead and move it to the low. Okay, so now I have some low frequencies with this microphone. The microphones with the low frequency, it doesn't sound terrible. Obviously, this wouldn't be usable in a lot of situations, or probably any situation. It just depends. But this sounds very muddy, but it doesn't sound as bad as I thought it would sound, because the initial sound straight from plugging the microphone in didn't really sound the way that I wanted it to. Let's move this to voice. Okay, so this is more of like a effects echo with brightness on it. It's a real airport sound. It's not my favorite, but again, it's as long as you can hear me clearly, then that's all that matters. Now, it could just be a little effect that I add to it or whatever, but that's not really necessary in how I would do a voiceover. It's a cool effect, but it's not something that you would use in any podcast or anything. All right, now this is very thin radio effect, microphone, telephone effect sound. This is very thin, and I don't really like it. Obviously, because you're hearing a little whistle sound because of it sounds so tinny. I definitely don't like that. I don't like that in any microphone. I would avoid using this type of setting on this microphone at all costs. So if you're inside of Pro Tools, be careful what type of frequencies or settings that you put on your EQ band on this microphone, because it definitely might sound like you hear a whistle or very tinny, and that's not something that you want in your recordings. Here's another one. Now this one isn't bad. This one is more telephone effect. It's not terrible. I would definitely utilize something like this, but it's not ideal. So for me, I'm just going to take it back here. And I would say for the most part, this microphone sounds pretty good. So all in all, I don't have to take it inside of Pro Tools right now. I don't have to do a bunch of recordings with it or anything like that. Just based off what the microphone sounds like right now, I would definitely say it's worth $50. If you don't have any more money to go ahead and buy you a different microphone, utilize a microphone. If you want to get into YouTube, utilize a microphone. If you want to get into podcasts, utilize this microphone. Buy this microphone. Why? Because if you don't have the budget to spend $1,000+ on a microphone, then this is the microphone that you need. This is the microphone that you should go with. This is the microphone that you should utilize. This, FIFINE, and some other USB microphones are great choices to go ahead and utilize in these type of circumstances. I don't have to tell you which one to choose. You heard me talk through both microphones, and you know what both microphones sound like. So if you think this microphone sounds great, I'll go ahead and put a link in the description box so you guys can go ahead and go purchase the microphone. Tonor Q9 USB condenser microphone. Great USB microphone. Great little kit for $50. Definitely buy it for somebody for Christmas, or, you know, just as a gift. It's a great setup. If you got somebody who want to start using microphones, buy a microphone for a podcast, this is great for a starter kit. I would recommend it. I would recommend the FIFINE, and for the most part, I would definitely say Tonor is a great microphone. So thank you, Tonor, for sending this microphone out to me. I hope you enjoyed my review. I really tried to be honest and tell people the truth, because that's what I'm about. And yeah, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you leave me some comments and be on the lookout for the next video. Peace.